the face, the only face, the real face of women's basketball, period. She did it again, Caitlin Clark, shattering records, creating new viewership records for USA Sports. She did it again. Y'all keep running around trying to pretend like this person's
The spotlight is once again on Caitlin Clark as attention around the league reaches another level. After another huge performance and Player of the Week honors, the conversation quickly shifted beyond basketball to the growing debate surrounding Sophie Cunningham. Fans, analysts, and media voices continue questioning league decisions while Clark's influence keeps expanding across the sport. Every move she makes now dominates headlines, leaving executives and broadcasters watching the situation closely. One thing is certain, the controversy is only getting bigger, and everyone is waiting to see what happens next.
More than 50 years of sports business, Darren Rovell is telling the truth. Leagues and unions have been long forbidden using derogatory NIL. The most popular NBA student example of this is the Reggie Miller choke and crotch grab. There she is, Helen of Troy. Sophie Cunningham herself. They generally do not know how to run a marketing campaign. Folks, when I first saw this, I was like, dude, who is this troll? Who is this troll? But then I looked at the source and I was like, oh, this is a real source. This isn't some Joe Schmo.
Instead of staying quiet, Caitlin Clark stepped into the spotlight as the conversation continued to grow. Her comments immediately grabbed the attention of basketball fans across the country. The discussion quickly expanded beyond the court and became one of the biggest stories in the league. Supporters praised her willingness to speak openly while analysts debated what it could mean moving forward. Every headline and television segment seemed to focus on the growing controversy surrounding the situation. The attention once again proved just how much influence Clark has on the modern game. The debate continued to intensify. Everyone waited to see how the league would respond next.
Lady right here, Sophie Cunningham. So that takes us back to Darren Rovell. The WNBA Players Association is currently prohibiting licensees from using the Sophie Cunningham point, saying that it is, quote, derogatory. What? That is absurd. And if I was Sophie Cunningham, I would be kicking and screaming. What? I saw this and was like, oh, this league is ate up with the perpetually offended. The most viral moment of the year can't get licenses because you got players that were offended by it. Remember all the people online? Oh, that's so disrespectful.
Caitlin Clark's decision to stand beside Sophie Cunningham instantly changed the balance of power across the league. She reminded everyone that the millions of fans filling arenas and watching broadcasts are following her, not the executives behind closed doors. Inside league offices, emergency meetings reportedly replaced confidence with panic as sponsors demanded answers. Television partners suddenly faced the possibility of losing their biggest attraction at the worst possible time. Years of front office control no longer looked untouchable. Once Clark challenged the system, publicly league officials were left with two difficult choices: address the controversy or risk damaging the sport's biggest success story.
Like, is Caitlin going to be your superstar? And your Batman, and Kelsey, your Robin.
The fact that this even has to be a conversation is why this thing needs to be split apart. The Indiana Fever, when Caitlin and Kelsey play, yes, they're effective because they're both really, really great basketball players. I mean, well, Kelsey, she could score. She don't do nothing else, but she could score the hell out the basketball. But the fact that there's no pecking order established, it's like a free-for-all, that is the problem. That's the problem. The Dallas Wings established a pecking order. The Las Vegas Aces established a pecking order. The Liberty established a pecking order. Like all these other superstars, or not other stars, because they're not superstars because people don't really watch them. But all of the other great players, LA Sparks, Kelsey Plum, there's a pecking order. The Indiana Fever is the only place where there's no real pecking order, and that's the problem.
When last year, when Caitlin was then you relied heavily on Kelsey. And she, you guys we're one game away from making it to the finals, right? So my thing is, we talked about
Players across the league watched this moment unfold and realized the old rules no longer carried the same power. For years, many athletes stayed silent, but Clark's public support for Cunningham inspired others to speak. Without fear, the message spread quickly that superstar influence can outweigh closed-door decisions and internal politics. Even television analysts who defended league leadership found themselves struggling to explain the growing backlash. Social media exploded as fans flooded every platform with support for Clark's stance and criticism of league officials. The conversation quickly became much bigger than one player, one decision, or one organization.
Every time she sets foot on the court whilst shattering viewership records, that's Caitlin Clark for you, the face of the league. Yeah. Look, Ace's, oh man, maybe it was Ace's son. I thought it was Ace's Sparks. Ace's son USA 343,000. Wow, I thought it was Ace of Sparks. Maybe they just don't have the Ace of Sparks on this list, but damn, that's bad news bears. That's bad. The 3 highest rated games on USA, Fever Sparks, Fever Tempo, Fever Sparks. Oh, one common denominator to certain somebody's team. Is it not? Is it not Jamel Hill? Let's get into the player of the week, shall we? Your AP player of the week, Caitlin Clark. Many people reported on this yesterday. Many people talked about this yesterday. Congratulations to Caitlin Clark, player of the week. Well deserved. Getting player of the week while on minutes restriction is wild work. It's crazy. Absolutely insanity. Caitlin Clark by herself is must-see TV. She is amazing and the only person I have to drop everything I'm doing to watch her.
Story is no longer just about one suspension or one controversial decision. It has become a battle over who truly shapes the future of the league, the executives, or the players the fans actually support. Clark's influence continues to grow because millions connect with her authenticity and loyalty to teammates. Major sponsors are now watching closely as public opinion continues shifting toward Clark and Cunningham.corporate. Leaders care about ratings, fan engagement, and protecting valuable partnerships above everything else. That growing pressure leaves league officials with fewer options and far more difficult decisions ahead.
Three-point shooters in the entire WNBA. Aaliyah Boston, Sophie Cunningham, Kelsey Mitchell, and we have Caitlin Clark. There wasn't a picking the best, the most popular player, but clear anti-fever agenda. Now, I believe they might have tweeted this before news came out that Caitlin Clark actually declined that, but I don't know if Sophie would have turned it down. Now, we don't know if they invited Sophie, but I'm pretty sure Sophie is definitely going to respond to this. You know what I'm saying? I do know Sophie do respond to people. If we like add her a bunch of times on Twitter, try to see why, like, got to be something we could do. Sophie Cunningham as of right now is 43%, Aaliyah Boston 46%, Kelsey Mitchell 42%. Wow, bro. So technically, Aaliyah Boston is the best three-point shooter right now in the whole W. Wow, bro. Where's AZ Flood at? Wow. It's definitely going to be a boring three-point contest, but I want to know you guys' thoughts down in the comment section right now. Make sure you guys keep them bills on. I will be
public. Reaction has transformed this controversy into one of the league's biggest talking points of the season. Fans across social media continue organizing campaigns demanding fairness, transparency, and equal treatment for players. Many supporters insist they will stand behind Clark and Cunningham until the situation is fully addressed. Attempts to control the narrative have struggled as criticism continues, spreading across every major platform. Clark has used her record-breaking popularity to defend a teammate instead of staying silent. For many fans, that leadership has become just as meaningful as anything she has accomplished on the court.
Just proud of our group, and obviously a lot of people stepped up in AB's absence, and obviously KK, was incredible tonight too. You said you could tell before the game started. Was there a moment or point in time where that happened? A specific thing happened? How did that feeling come for you? I feel like, I feel like you just have to believe you're going to have those type of nights, and you have to visualize having those type of nights, and I feel like that's what I did, and, it's not always going to go your way. Sometimes there's going to be, a stretch where the ball's not going through the rim, and you can't get discouraged, and I know all the time and the work that I've put in, and people believe in me, and more than anything, I believe in myself, and, you just got to dig your feet in a little bit, and, when it's not going your way, nobody cares, find a way to make it better and find a way to help your team win and make this team better. And I feel like that's what I always try to do.
Can you take us through 102 tied up? You're kind of scrambling a little bit as the shot clock's kind of falling down. They got a deflection, circled back towards half court and kind of went up. Can you take us through that? I think that was your 41st point to kind of go ahead that whole play.
Yeah, obviously we had the ball with the game tied, and they kind of blew up our ATO. Like, they played good defense and, you know, got a good tip on the ball, and I was able to chase it down and then get the deflection, which I don't know if I got her on the arm or if it was clean, but I'm not sure the ref was in a position to make the call. I think it was pretty clean. I don't know, but just tried to make a good play on the ball, and then obviously coming back down, I was trying to get the ref to inbound it faster. Like, I wanted to play fast.
Do you think about Caitlin Clark standing up for Sophie Cunningham in such a public way? Was this one of the boldest moments by a superstar, or has the controversy been taken too far? Share your opinion in the comments, because this debate is far from over. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit the like button and subscribe for more updates. Turn on notifications so you never miss the latest basketball stories and analysis. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.